Приветствую вас, друзья! Я нахожусь в самом солнечном городе Америки, Сан-Франциско. Итак, друзья, начинаем наше видео. Привет, друзья! School, я так говорю, потому что это на самом деле школа, в которой я училась, так скажем, год и 6 месяцев. Сейчас выступит мой самый любимый учитель, это Гильермо. Он немножечко представится, скажет о себе. И, конечно же, я задам несколько вопросов ему.
Okay, hi everybody, my name is Guillermo. I've been an English teacher for 17 years, 16 years, something like that. 9 of those years I was teaching in Japan. I'm teaching in San Francisco now. And all right, what questions do you have for me?
So, Guillermo, I have an interesting question for you, because I know you're good teacher. You thinking not only studying, you thinking about individuality person, because you always have a question like, where you from, when you studying, and another questions like that. Please, my question: how long need study English for good level?
How long do you need to study? Oh, okay, so my experience teaching, I've seen a person come here with zero English, and 1 year later, they've been fluent. So it is definitely possible to learn the language in 1 year, but those are, generally the students are really social. They go out, outside of class, right? And the students who study a little bit more, right? They pick up the language easier or faster, right? If you come here and you study, but you go from class and you go home, class and you go home, and you don't interact with people, then it'll take you a little longer. Generally speaking, I guess 2 years maybe be a general time to learn the language well.
It depends. You're talking about it depends some things like goal. Explain me, please.
Yeah. So your motivation and if you have a goal will make your learning time either longer or shorter, right? If you come to learn English because your job depends on it, you're going to put more effort into it, you're going to study more because you have to make more money to survive, right? So that's a strong goal. You come here to learn English because you're going to go to university in 1 year. So you have that goal where you have to improve, so you study more. Students that don't have a goal are here just on vacation. They're more like relaxing, they're not too worried about homework or assignments, they're just wanting to have a little bit of fun. So there's no real goal there, right? There's less structure, so less motivated to study in general. So having a goal and a time, a finishing point, will help you learn faster.
Not necessarily just study. It's like home, school. You need much more interaction. It's like with people. It's kind of. I know school has special program, agenda for something. Go to outdoor or stay indoor. It's kind of like big program. Yes.
Yeah. So for example, interacting and learning about the culture, not just learning the language, helps a lot. I think I've told you before, I lived in Japan for 9 years, and my Japanese is not so good, but I understand the culture really well. So if you come here, you learn about the culture, your real life understanding of the language will be much better, right? And to do this, like our school has, in our classes, we go on field trips. So I take the students, for example, to like a baseball game. We went, example field trip that I take my students on is we go to a Brazilian cafe for lunch. Then we go to Ghirardelli Square Ice Cream, which is a famous ice cream place in San Francisco, right? So they interact with other people at the cafe. We go get ice cream. They see a little bit about San Francisco culture and learn about that company a little bit, right? The baseball game, we learn the song that you have to sing during the 7th inning of the game. So it's these cultural ideas, not just language, that they're learning, right? And the school does that pretty well because we are encouraged to go on field trips with the students and have them learn about the city, not just the language.
What about indoor? I mean, what program do you have for indoor, for much more being with people?
Oh man, I'm with so in class, right? In class activities, Recently, I do less book work things, right? And I encourage my students to do more group work stuff with each other, right? So they're always speaking. So no matter what's happening, they're speaking and they're practicing that speaking, because that's why people come here usually, is to learn how to speak English well, right? And practicing doing book exercises isn't speaking. Of course, you need to learn the grammar. So yeah, there's a time when you should do book exercises. But recently, I've been doing more group work, more presentations, more speaking practice in the classroom.
Okay. And my question about school. Why you pick this school for working?
Why do I work here? I like the freedom that the school gives you with your teaching. So some schools, they have a book and you have to use the book, and they have curriculum and you have to follow the curriculum exactly. So me as a teacher, I don't have much freedom to teach how I want to teach and use the methods that work for me, right? But here, I'm given more freedom to try new activities. Sometimes if the grammar points, maybe I don't teach the grammar point that week and I teach another one that I feel is more important for my class. I can do that here. So I have the freedom to, not to do what I want 100%, but 75% do what I want, which is pretty good. Other schools aren't like that. Other schools are really strict with how you have to teach them.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
For interesting information from you. I think it's not just one conversation between you and me. Maybe it will be another conversation. Yes? You ready for that?
Sure, it's going to be awesome. Of course.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.